start taking a look at the new Badcat Cub V EL34. This comes in a head or a combo. The EL34 version is 40 watts. The Cub V also comes in a 15 watt version that has EL34s. The Badcat Cub V is Badcat's returned form of the hand-wired point-to-point amplifiers. It also has a tube-driven spring reverb, which is just delicious, to be honest. Also, something I like to see is it has an effects loop in there, so you could get all textury and stuff if you like. If you take a look at the front panel, you'll see a gain control. Of course, we know what that is. A depth control, that is a 4-switch sort of deep and heft control. Bass and treble, they are interactive, so you kind of like work them together to dial in your tone. The cut is the power amp cut. It's going to shave off those really beautiful glassy Class A high-end frequencies that the Badcat Cub V has. And you'll see 2 master volumes. So if you're playing a gig, you could set one for your rhythm tone and another for the look at me tone. Now over here, you'll also see a preamp switch. That'll take you from the preamp tube being a 12AX7 or over to an EF86. The EF86 is in some of the classic Vox kind of circuits, some of the old Mark Sampson designs, which this is sort of back to that classic lineage of Mark Sampson and Badcat era. The 12AX7 is going to be a little cleaner, a little more American sounding, I feel like. Then the EF86 kind of hulks out and brings the balls to the party. As I mentioned, the reverb is a lush, tube-driven spring reverb. It goes from just like a subtle little halo underneath your tone to like a beautiful wash. In that opening song, like I just cranked the reverb and it just sat in the mix so well, I didn't need to bring in other reverbs in the DAW. The master volume on this works very nicely. It sounds really good at bedroom-ish volumes. Once you, of course, like anything, once you start getting that master volume up and making the speaker work a little bit, everything just kind of like, just feels good, right? Speaking of the speaker, it is a custom Badcat Celestion, Badcat design Celestion. And then there's this feature, when you take the amp out of standby, the Badcat lights come back on. You see them? You see them? It's a little subtle. Here I have the Cub V running into a 412 cabinet over there, mic'd up with a SM57 and a Royer 121, and that is so I can turn the knobs without having 40 watts of Class A power blasting me in the face. As it is, it's crazy loud. 40 watts Class A is loud. 40 watts is loud. 40 watts Class A is really loud. The Cub V has some of the most beautiful, clean sounds you'll ever hear, and if you're a strumming kind of guitar player, oh, this is really fantastic for that. As you turn up the gain, more chime comes in, a little more heft, and then especially when you jump from the 12AX7 over to the EF86, you get a little extra balls, a little extra chime, everything just kind of opens up. And then when you want to clean up, you could jump back to the 12AX7 mode. Reverb on the Cub II is beautiful. You could turn it to max and it's just going to create a lush, tube-driven spring reverb thing. There are real springs in here. As you turn the cut knob clockwise, it shaves off more of that open high end. Straight up and down is quite nice. Let me show you the range on that. This is very open. And then this is going to close that top end down. The depth control is a 4-way switch, adding more heft as you turn it clockwise. To the left is the leanest. The bass and treble feel like they have sort of an interactive thing going on. The more you turn up the bass, this sort of seems to affect the treble. The Cub V seems to love pedals. It has just absorbed every pedal I've thrown at it. The one that I've been using most with it is the Klon KTR, but any Klon style, Tube Screamers, Lightspeed, Timmy, I mean, they all sound really good. Let me show you. And if we really blast into it, just gonna crank the volume, turn up the gain. let's check out the EF86 side. That's roaring. Going from a Strat to a Les Paul, I don't need the massive bottom end, so I'm going to click back the depth there. Let's kick on that clon again. So that is the Cub V EL34 from Badcat Amplification. It's hand-wired, point-to-point, spring reverb. You know, this is high-end custom stuff. I'll put some links below if you want to check any of that stuff out. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.